Lenny Dykstra, a talented player who won a World Series championship with the Mets, experienced a dramatic downfall when he took part in criminal activities like bankruptcy and drug possession. Lenny Dykstra was born on February 10, 1963, in Santa Ana, California. When he was 4 years old, his father, Terry Leswick, left the family. Dykstra went to Garden Grove High School in Orange County, California. In his senior year, he batted .494 with 50 hits, coming close to the state record. He stole a total of 89 bases during his high school career, the second highest in state history at that time, and never went hitless in any of the 27 games he played in his senior season. Dykstra received multiple honors in both his junior and senior years, being selected for All-League, All-County, and All-State teams. In 1981, he was named Co-Player of the Year for 3A. During the Orange County All-Star Baseball game, he reached base every time he batted, collecting 5 hits, a walk, and also reaching base twice on errors. He stole 5 bases in that game. Dykstra also played football and was recognized as second-team All-County and team MVP as a defensive back. Dykstra initially planned to play baseball at Arizona State University under Jim Brock, but he opted to sign professionally if drafted early enough. In 1981, the Mets drafted Dykstra in the 13th round. He quickly rose through the minor leagues, showcasing his skills. By 1983, he was dominating the Carolina League, leading in numerous categories such as at-bats, runs, hits, triples, batting average, and stolen bases. That year, Dykstra hit an impressive .358 with 8 home runs, 81 RBIs, 105 stolen bases, 107 walks, and only 35 strikeouts. His outstanding performance earned him the Carolina League's MVP award and solidified his status as a prized prospect for the Mets. During his time in Double-A in 1984, Dykstra struck up a friendship with teammate Billy Beane, an outfielder. Beane later remarked that Dykstra seemed perfectly suited emotionally for baseball and had an unwavering belief in his abilities. Beane recalled Dykstra's fearless attitude, jokingly commenting on facing future Hall of Fame pitcher Steve Carlton with confidence. Dykstra's big break came in 1985 when he was called up to the Mets to replace the injured Mookie Wilson as the starting center fielder. His energetic play provided a significant lift to the Mets, who went on to win 98 games that season but narrowly missed the NL East title. The following year, Dykstra was slated to platoon with Wilson, but he became the full-time starter and leadoff hitter after Wilson suffered a serious eye injury during spring training. As the season unfolded, Dykstra and Wilson formed a dynamic outfield duo alongside Darryl Strawberry, with Wilson shifting to left field after George Foster's release due to poor performance. Dykstra earned the nickname Nails for his tough and gritty playing style, which resonated with fans. In 1986, he even posed shirtless for a popular Beefcake poster under his Nails moniker. Alongside Wally Backman, Dykstra was dubbed the Partners in Grime for their scrappy and determined play, serving as catalysts for the Mets' talented lineup. With Dykstra leading off, the 1986 Mets cruised to win the division title, finishing 21.5 games ahead of the second-place Philadelphia Phillies with a remarkable 108-54 record. They advanced to the World Series after triumphing over the NL West champions, the Houston Astros, in the 1986 NLCS by winning 4-2. Dykstra's pivotal moment came in Game 3 when he smashed a walk-off home run, a highlight considered among the greatest in Mets history and in Dykstra's career. He batted .304 in the 1986 NLCS and continued with a .296 average in the World Series against the Boston Red Sox. His leadoff homer in Game 3 at Fenway Park ignited the Mets, who had lost the first 2 games at their home field, Shea Stadium. Dykstra became the 3rd Met ever to hit a leadoff home run in a World Series game, joining Tommy Agee and Wayne Garrett, who achieved the feat in the 1969 and 1973 World Series, respectively. Following Dykstra's home run, the Mets went on to win Game 3 convincingly, eventually rallying to claim the World Series title in 7 games against the Red Sox. Dykstra continued to share playing time with Wilson after the 1986 season. In the 1988 NLCS against the Los Angeles Dodgers, he maintained his strong postseason performance by batting .429, although the Mets ended up losing the series. On June 18, 1989, the Mets traded Dykstra to the Phillies, along with pitcher Roger McDowell and minor leaguer Tom Edens. In return, they acquired second baseman Juan Samuel. After his trade to the Phillies, Dykstra initially felt disappointed to leave New York, where he had enjoyed playing, but quickly won over the fans in Philadelphia, becoming a beloved figure known for his gritty style of play and trademark cheek full of tobacco. His tenure with the Phillies was marked by both remarkable achievements and challenging setbacks. In 1990, Dykstra's career reached new heights as he started the All-Star game, led the league in hits, and held a batting average above .400 as late as June. However, the following seasons were plagued by injuries. In 1991, Dykstra missed significant playing time due to injuries sustained in a car accident. Later that year, he rebroke his collarbone while crashing into the outfield wall in Cincinnati, sidelining him for the remainder of the season. The streak of injuries continued into 1992 when Dykstra was hit by a pitch on opening day, resulting in a broken hand. He was limited to playing in just 145 out of a possible 324 games for the Phillies in the 1991 and 1992 seasons. Despite these setbacks, Dykstra and the Phillies saw their efforts culminate in 1993. After years of rebuilding since their last playoff appearance in 1983, they returned to the top of the National League East and secured the pennant. Dykstra played a pivotal role, appearing in a then Major League record 161 games and setting another record with 773 plate appearances. Despite not being selected for the All-Star team, he led the league in runs, hits, walks, and at-bats, finishing second in the NL Most Valuable Player voting behind Barry Bonds of the Giants. The Phillies advanced to the World Series but fell short to the defending champions, the Toronto Blue Jays, in 6 hard-fought games. Dykstra's standout performance in the series included a .348 batting average and 4 home runs, 2 of which came in a dramatic but ultimately futile 15-14 loss in Game 4 at home. In October 2015, Dykstra made headlines when he revealed to Colin Cowherd that starting in 1993, he had invested $500,000 in a team of private investigators to gather information on MLB umpires. He claimed to use this information to manipulate umpires into giving him a more favorable strike zone during games, which he attributed to his drastic increase in walks that season. His controversial claims sparked widespread skepticism and debate within the baseball community. Dykstra continued to showcase his prowess in the following years, earning All-Star nods in both 1994 and 1995. Injuries continued to trouble Dykstra throughout his career. He played his final season in 1996, and despite a comeback try during spring training in 1998, he retired at the age of 35. Before we start reflecting on his legal issues, how about you subscribe if you still haven't? In 1991, Dykstra crashed his red Mercedes-Benz SL500 into a tree on Darby Powley Road in Radnor Township, Pennsylvania, after attending the bachelor party of Phillies teammate John Crook. Dykstra suffered several injuries, including broken ribs, a broken collarbone, and a broken facial bone, as well as second-degree burns on his left arm and lower back. His teammate Darren Dalton, who was also in the car, suffered an injured eye and a broken facial bone. According to Radnor Township Police, Dykstra's blood alcohol content was measured at 0.179%, which was more than double the legal limit of 0.08% in the state. Dykstra faced charges of driving under the influence of alcohol, speeding, and reckless driving. In 1999, he was arrested for sexual harassment of a 17-year-old girl who worked at his car wash. The criminal charges were later dropped. In 2005, he was sued by Lindsey Jones, a former business partner, who accused Dykstra of using steroids and instructing her to bet on Phillies games during the 1993 season. Dykstra denied these claims, but other allegations of steroid use emerged. By 2008, Dykstra's financial situation had deteriorated, and he filed for Chapter 11 bankruptcy in 2009, citing mortgage fraud after losing a house he bought from Wayne Gretzky. His bankruptcy case revealed shocking conditions in his properties, including one filled with trash and sewage leaks. Dykstra's World Series ring was auctioned off in 2009 to help pay off his debts. Legal troubles continued as Dykstra faced charges of grand theft, embezzlement, and bankruptcy fraud. He pleaded guilty to several felonies in 2012 and served time in federal prison. Upon release, he was required to undergo supervision, community service, and drug testing. Additional arrests followed in 2018 for drug possession and threatening behavior toward an Uber driver. Throughout these years, Dykstra was also embroiled in legal battles, including a defamation lawsuit against Ron Darling, which was dismissed due to his controversial reputation. Once celebrated for his athletic abilities, Lenny Dykstra later became associated with criminal activities, illustrating how our decisions can profoundly shape our lives. Make sure to leave a comment telling us who you want us to cover next. We will see you soon.